Today, we are going to discuss time signatures. This will cover several topics such as note values, their numeric representation in a time signature, and why this is important. Let's begin. Time signatures, or the meter, are indicated at the very beginning of a composition on all staves of a great staff, immediately following the clef, which you see here is the treble clef, and the key signature. Time signatures are not repeated at the beginning of each new line of a composition or song, but the clef and the key signature are. Let's start with common time, otherwise known as 4/4. They're exactly the same thing. It is known as common time simply because it is the most commonly used time signature in music, be it classical, pop, or whatever. While music is a mathematical language, don't be fooled by these numbers stacked on top of each other. This is not a fraction. It is simply a musical shorthand that helps to tell a performer how a piece is going to go. The top number tells you how many beats are in a measure, in this case, 4. The bottom number tells you what kind of note value gets the beat, in this case, a quarter note, which is represented by the number 4. That means in every measure, the time is organized or filled with a space of 4 quarter notes, or their rhythmic equivalent. When you get to the bar line, the count starts over. So here you see we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you reach the bar line, it starts back over to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This pattern will mirror the beat count that a conductor gives. Composers use combinations of different note values that equal the correct number of beats for each measure to create rhythm in a piece. While the possibilities are endless, there is one rule. Whatever rhythmic combination is employed, it must add up to the time and space indicated by the time signature of each measure. There are very few constants in music, but the numbers we use to represent note values in a time signature are universally understood, and their meaning is not affected by how many beats are in a bar. That is to say, an eighth note is an eighth note, whether you're in 3/8, 4/8, or 9/8. That bottom number will always refer to this symbol. So what happens when the numbers are different? Let's keep the bottom number in this example constant, so 4 representing the quarter note, and change the top number to 3, referring again to the number of beats in a measure. Therefore, our meter is made up of the space of 3 quarter notes per measure. Sometimes musicians refer to measures as bars. Each unit of measure is called a bar because it goes up to the bar line. But you can use measure or bar, they're synonymous terms. So now let's do a quick review of note values and the numbers we use in a time signature to represent them in the bottom number. From slowest to fastest values in the most commonly used time signatures, you will see the following note values, beginning with a whole note, represented by the number 1. The half note is represented by the number 2. The quarter note by the number 4, an eighth note by the number 8, and a 16th note by, you guessed it, the number 16. Now I know it sounds crazy, but with these symbols memorized, you can tackle any meter in any piece. Let's try putting all of this together. Let's take a look at 6/8. That means there are 6 beats to the bar, and what gets the beat? The eighth note. Well done. What about 4/16? The top number tells you how many beats per bar, so there are 4 of whatever we're counting, and that bottom 16 means, you guessed it, the 16th note. Feels like you're getting the hang of this now. How about 2/2? How many beats per bar? 2. Easy. Now, which note gets the beat? The half note. Well done. Now you're starting to get the hang of this. And there you have it.